Good morning, YouTube. All things pretty. I am coming to you this morning with my morning cup of Java and one of my favorite cups, my Peanuts characters. I wanted to come and show you a small pour that I did last night and share with you some fails, and also maybe you guys could provide some tips for me. Excuse me if I sound a little raspy. It's early and I haven't worked out the kinks in that morning voice. So anyway, let's get started. So in my previous videos, I think I showed you guys these molds in which I made these from ceramic pieces, and I love these shapes. So I poured resin in them last night, and I'll start with this one. I poured resin in this, and when I pulled it out, the resin pulled the mold off with it. This is the area right here. Now, the piece came out great. You can see right here where the putty stuck to it, and I picked it off with a toothpick. So once I clean this up and paint it, this part will stay chocolate with some white swirl here, and I'll probably put some light gold on here and brush it off and glaze it with resin. And I think this is going to be really pretty. This is the back side. I used micro powders for this, and I love the opaqueness of the micro powders. So anyway, I am not sure if I'm doing anything wrong with this or if resin is not meant for amazing mold putty. Now, in some other videos, I saw that other YouTubers suggested that you use the purple silicone putty, and that worked well with resin. So I'm going to order some of that today so I can try it, because I love these pieces, and I always see the what am I trying to say? I always see the ceramic pieces around, and so I don't want to stop making them, but I need to find something that works. I also made a strawberry. This is the strawberry. As you can see here, it did pull away. Now, I've made this before, and so I think this is the result of using it more than once. You can see here that there's some putty stuck in the crevices. I haven't picked it out yet, but I will, because I love the strawberry and the color. This was the one that I made previously, and I just love these. I haven't done anything with this one, painted it or glazed it yet. These were also made with the micro powders. This one has a lot of air bubbles on the back. That's my fault. I waited too long. I let the resin sit. I got distracted, and then when I added the color, it was already smoking hot. So it was more like goo when I poured it. As you can see, there are lots of holes and things there. I still like it, but it is not perfect. The next thing I want to show you is the guns. I finally purchased this mold and poured this, and they are actually cuter than I expected. Now, the backs are not perfect. There are a lot of air bubbles, but again, I used the same batch of resin that I used for the strawberry, and so it was kind of gummy when I poured it. I'm not really concerned about the back. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there are a lot of holes in this and in this one as well. And that's the only thing I don't like about the silicone molds, that you can't see through the bottom to see what's going on. So there were a lot of air bubbles, probably because once I added the color, I didn't let it sit for a little minute. Nothing you can do about it. They're still cute. I'll probably still glaze them and make them work. I also poured these. I have an order for some earth tone jewelry. So I made these pieces. They're still not cured, but I have an idea that I want to kind of loop these all around and make a necklace. And I'm going to join all of these together, just random. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet because they're so thin, but that's my plan for these. I love this color. This was also done with the Pearl-X powder. I am in the process of making these little gummy dots. I don't know what else you call them, but Venus Envy Girl did them, but she used the Jello molds, and these are just the small dots. So these are going to be rings, and I've just been using leftover resin to pour them. So I can't wait to see how these come out. These are going to be super cute, as long as they don't have a whole bunch of air bubbles. And the last thing I want to show you is this. This heart I made from a heart mold, and I wanted to show you, but I don't have it close by. It is shiny on the back. It's matte on the front because the mold wasn't shiny. There are some holes in it, so it's not perfect. But you know what, guys? I'm learning to love the imperfections of these items because they're handmade. And like we say, no 2, 3, or 4 are ever going to be the same, so it's imperfect. I think that we're our own worst critics. If we did give it to someone who wasn't into resin, they probably wouldn't notice or care, but you know. Anyway, I used some tattoos on this. I just put it on the outside of the heart, and then I poured a resin coat on top, and that was the result. Now, it still to me looks a little naked, so if you guys have any suggestions, should I paint the outside, leave it white? Do I add something over here, or is it okay? And what do I turn this into? Is this a pendant? Should it be a keychain? I'm not sure. This is the size in comparison to my hand, my fingers. Alright, so that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you my fails and get some tips. Again, so if anybody has tips about this amazing mold putty with resin, let me know. Last time someone told me that I should let this sit 24 hours. Well, it's been sitting for 2 weeks before I used it, so I don't think that's the issue. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please give me some advice, your tips, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.